Well, good morning. It is time for another episode of Breakfast with Birds. We had to take in Satin and Sprinks. Their milk dried up because they apparently did not get sufficient doses when we were treating everyone for Tritch. They were sitting their eggs at the time, and theirs were the last laid. So they got up very little and got very little water, so their doses were insufficient. I noticed 2 days ago that Couture was not growing at the same rate as all of the other peeps. And then realized that she had seeds in her crop way too early. So, well, I say her, I don't actually know her sex. So she's tucked in here with Nobu as of last night. And now that everyone's being fed, we're going to see how, oh, good timing, Suki. How Suki and Wukong go about feeding them. I'm going to give her some privacy. She's going for Nobu first. I'm basically just going to check in a little bit. And aw, what a good girl. Oh, good. Peep is begging from her. Let's see if she'll feed them both. Oh, good. She is pumping the little Peep. Okay. So I'm not worried about, that's good. Oh, what a relief. I'm not worried about Couture passing on anything to Suki and Wukong, because parents don't really get backwash from their peeps. Pumping is a one-way thing. Hi, Dio. Dio has landed on my camera arm, so that is immediately reassuring and satisfying. That's very, very good. Okay. So we'll go on a brief tour of the other parents. Oh. So there's Betty feeding a peep that isn't his. Turns out, Haas is Vito's kid. Which you can see both in Haas's pattern. If he were out of Betty, there'd be more pied markings across his face. And in how high his forehead is. A high forehead is a bit more dominant than a smooth one. So you're usually, if you have a bird with a smooth sloping forehead, bred to a bird with a very sudden, very high forehead, you're usually going to see more of a high forehead in their offspring. And also in the narrowness of his beak. Haas's beak is narrower than both Betty and Leong's. You're not generally going to see a narrower beak out of two heavy-beaked parents. Beak shape is variable. A thin beak inherits more strongly, but you're generally going to see something structurally between the two parents. Now, that egg actually is Betty's. The other one was not. He was just fostering. Sorry, Leong. Alex has these 3 nests that he wants to pick the best of for his wife. We're now far enough out of the way for Leong to join Betty. Cherub has a claim to that one because his wife is downstairs. So he and Alex are probably going to be fighting for the rest of the day. Down here are our 2 oldest. That's Patch with their back to us and Rogue facing us. We had thought that Rogue was out of Ginger because when they hatch, they're long down and that white beak made me think that they were ash red. Well, it turns out they're not. Yeah, your neighbors might let you take that one. They actually prefer that one with the rock to step up on. But it's under Vito and Leela's nest. There are 4 eggs currently being incubated, all of which will be keepbacks if they thrive, because I keep back the first of every new blend. Cookie, those aren't yours and you need to leave them alone. Those are Cookie's. Yes, hello, Dio. So since their parents are over here trying to make more babies, ain't even gonna complain. Ain't even gonna complain. Hi, Dio. Hi, Dio. I need you to move, baby. I need you to move, baby. I'm gonna pick up this Patch. Come here, Patch. Oh, we're gonna pick him up and cuddle with him a minute. We socialize all of our little peeps. Whether or not we intend for them to be breeders, Patch we do intend to breed from. Especially since Jojo slipped out on Monday. We still haven't found him. We haven't heard of any sightings. It was cold and rainy for 2 days. He may just have died in the cold. We don't know. But we're going to keep looking for him. Oh, that is quite a significant poo you've pooed. Patch is definitely Leonard's kid. It seems that Leonard's spread is homozygous because every single peep he's thrown so far has been black. And he is the only sexually mature spread bird here, so he's the only bird I could even get spreads out of. You might think he's a spread, but he's not, as you can see by Ginger's tail. Yeah, I know. Oh, hi, Elliot. Would you like me to put this back? I'll put this back for you. I'll put this back for you. Look at Elliot's reaction. Elliot absolutely does not give a shit that I'm messing with her peeps. She'll go in and feed him in a minute, probably. Oh, were you not done? She's actually looking at Leonard. She's still interested in Leonard. They may want to court some more. Pippin is feeding his. Well, one of them's his. The other one is also Vito's. And I'll show you how that works out here in a minute. Ginger and Nika are starting to try again. Oh, look at the peeps jousting. They're used to both feeding from their dad at the same time. He can actually accommodate them both because of the narrowness of their beaks. They reach in either corner of his mouth until they're too big for that, and he pumps them both at the same time. Hi, Pippin. Okay, Elliot, you're still kind of enthralled with your husband right now, so I'm going to take Rogue for a minute. Come here, Rogue. Rogue will be 2 weeks old on Monday. And they're a little smaller than their dad. We just got blood from them last night to DNA test, so we should know, by next video if this is a cock or a hen. And this little peep is actually in training as a therapy bird. We have people on the wait list for both, on the therapy bird wait list for both cocks and hens, on the companion bird wait list for both cocks and hens, and on the breeding wait list both for spread babies, which this definitely is, and for babies out of Leonard and Elliot, which, again, peep. So, Rogue is definitely reserved. We just do not know for who yet. And the tier list goes, every baby starts training as a therapy bird. Okay, I don't want them to miss food time. It looks like she is actually going to feed them now. So, excuse me, Elliot. Thank you, baby. That is a testament to how much Elliot trusts me. She gives me a warning grunt out of habit. Cookie's feeding her peeps now. And and Suki is sitting on hers. Oh. They're in too narrow a confines for an attempt to tread her there to work. He is too big for that shit. And I don't think he's smart enough to know that he's too big for that shit. Bless him. Anyway, back to peeps. Every peep starts training as a therapy bird. That is the primary purpose of our project. Peeps that wash because they don't enjoy therapy training. They show some sign of stress. They show avoidance behaviors when it's time for training the next day. And if they do that more than twice in a row, we stop. I do not make them go through any more training than they want to go through. It has to be entirely voluntary. So, if a peep does not enjoy it, is stressed by it, just doesn't want to continue, what have you, we do not make them, and they're considered to have washed. And they have until they get their second vaccine they get their vaccine boosters at 9 weeks. They get their initial vaccines for paramyxovirus and paratyphoid at 6 weeks, and they get their boosters at 9 weeks, provided that they are healthy and developing normally. If their development is slowed, we have to delay giving them their initial vaccine until they are developmentally equal to a 6-week-old. We found out the hard way with Sherry and Rio that the amount of time you delay doesn't really matter. You cannot start that process until they are developmentally equal to a 6-week-old. It doesn't matter how well muscled they are, it doesn't matter how active they are, until they are developmentally equal with a 6-week-old, you do not start that process. Leonard and Elliot in their new nest, they tread earlier this week, so they're gonna lay probably around Wednesday. Pretty sure it was Wednesday I saw them treading, but I can't really pull up the notes and check while I'm filming on my phone. Anyway, washed babies fall into one of two categories. Babies that wash but still seek out human attention once they realize that, oh, well, I don't have to train anymore. Because for a little bit, babies that were training associate human handling with training, and if they don't want it, they'll avoid human handling. So once they figure out after training has stopped for them that you really are not going to make them do anymore. If they come seek out your companionship and attention and like hanging out with you, they are considered to be companion class birds. If they never get to the point where they are willing to hang out with you again, they are considered to be loft class. Loft class birds need to be in a loft because they prefer the company of birds over the company of people. Hi, Lucy. Lucy likes my company, otherwise she would not get on my knee. Oh, he's trying. Oh, he's trying. God, neither one of them are smart. That was not successful. He never did manage to get his tail under her. Not that Ginger was any help at all. He may try again, and if she's actually inclined to let him tread, we may get the clutch from them the week after next. depending on when he figures that shit out. It's very dusty in here. So these two are house hunting, and he has tread her almost immediately. Like, they came out on Wednesday, and he tread her successfully on Thursday that I actually saw. He may also have tread her Wednesday, so between Wednesday and Friday, I'm expecting eggs from them. I'm very excited for them to actually have and set eggs. Excuse me. And hey, look at that. Vito is being slightly less a bastard. Of course, now he's going over to inspect the nest that Satin and Sprinks have left vacant, and he is, of course, going to harass Ginger and Danica. Danica has very solidly claimed that nest and is in no uncertain terms telling Vito that he can fuck right off. She likes that nest best, and she will absolutely fight him to defend it, never mind that his nest is 2 doors up. She does not give a fuck that he doesn't like her in there. His nest is 2 doors up, and he can mind his own goddamn business and stay in his own fucking apartment. Hey, Vito. Yeah, I'm telling stories on you. Nope, chasing Lucy. Lucy will absolutely take refuge on my lap because Vito will not touch me. And that's fine. It actually works out that cocks are bastards to weanlings, because that reinforces that my lap is a safe place to be from bastards. The shit was that? Oh, fuck me running. The neighbor kids are playing ball, and they may have hit the loft with a ball. It scared the hell out of me. Oh, Lucy trying to go up there and join the big birds. MJ and Thistle have already tread. Because the little peeps don't get food right now. Okay. And I'm not going to bother Nobu because Nobu is being fed and sat on presently. So, let's go and say hello to Nettle. Hi, Nettle. You're fine, you butt. My goodness, Nettle. What a mountain of poo you've booed. Of course, this is typical of a peep nest. Notice how the peep is very much dry on the bottom. He is backing up away from his sleeping area to poo, which is what they're supposed to do. Now, Nettle is going to be a... Wow, that was quite a poo-poo, Nettle. Nettle is going to be very fun, because he has inherited... Oh, come here. I know. Oh, you're so big. You're so big. You don't hardly fit in my hand. He has inherited MJ's coloring, which we can see better from this angle where the lighting is nicer. Yeah. Excuse me. Closely as this resembles ash red, they're back in their box that they like, you can see that it's a lot darker. It's a much deeper, closer to brick red. This is indigo, and it's blue-based. You can see his little blue tail. I say his, I don't actually know this peeper's sex. Look at the size of this peep. You're such a big Nettle. You're such a big Nettle. And I was very excited for this gene because this is this is how you make Andalusian. It's this spread. And it is one of the prettiest colors. Okay. Okay, we are approaching the 20-minute mark. These usually cut off at 22 minutes, so I will switch over at about 21 minutes. Excuse me. I'm sorry, on the day after our cleaning day, I usually have a lot of throat clearing to do. And this Friday was particularly labor intensive because I was not up for cleaning on Wednesday. You can see MJ's identical color pattern. Hey baby, this is a dominant mutation. Oh Thistle, you want me to put this Pete back? You want me to put back his chonker? There's his chonker. There's your chonker. Thistle is torn between his Peep and his wife. And we are about to... Hi, Cookie. Cookie's not allowed there. We have hit the 21-minute mark, so let's end this here and resume with part 2.